Columbine and some of those bigger shootings, and I'm planning to travel the country this summer to schools that have had shootings and schools that are implementing programs to tackle the epidemic, and I'm going to weave that into my personal narrative, which I'm going to read for you right now. And I was gonna read scenes leading up to the shooting, but this place feels so conducive to violence, so we're just gonna go straight to the gut of it. When dinner is served, you load your plate with stuffed chicken, broccoli casserole, and dinner rolls, but you're nervous and you barely touch the food. Before the dancing is set to commence, you have a few secretarial duties yet to complete. The slideshow of the 8th grade class, and an award ceremony with gifts donated by local businesses. You took the initiative months ago to gather photos of your classmates, even though it wasn't required of you. You manually filmed each photograph using your family's shoulder-mounted video camera. You timed each photograph for 5 seconds, pressing pause on the camcorder between each image, then sliding the next photo into view, and pressing record for another 5 seconds. You've collected 3 songs worth of pictures, and you're proud of the variety of classmates you've included. You made sure almost every smiling face in your 8th grade class was featured at least once, so that no one feels left out. You won't admit it out loud, but you know there will be more pictures of you and your group of friends than anyone else. You signaled the DJ to press play on the cassette tape, but the sync is off by a few beats. You scan the room of nearly 200 classmates for disappointed onlookers, but no one has seemed to notice the glitch as they all point and laugh at the faces flashing by on the large screen. After the slideshow, you and Sarah, a fellow student council member, stand beside Mr. Gillette to raffle off a hodgepodge of gift certificates you've managed to collect. A free round of mini golf, a large pizza from Uncle John's, a coupon for Subway, a few tokens for the batting cages, a bucket of balls for the driving range, and a tanning bed package. You and your classmate take turns pulling names from a jar, which, to be fair, you've both left your names out of. At the end of the drawing, you unfold the piece of paper and reveal the final winner. Mr. Gillette states the name into the microphone, but no one stands. He repeats the name. A few kids near the back corner of the room break out in commotion, summoning Andrew Wurst to the dance floor to collect his prize. He shuffles towards you, keeping his eyes on the ground as he passes each table. You hold out the envelope in your left hand and you extend your right hand to shake his, as you did with all the previous recipients. He snatches the envelope and grips your hand, then shakes it violently before storming away. You don't know Andrew very well, recognizing him only from homeroom and science class, which is taught by a different teacher than Mr. Gillette. You don't recall ever having a conversation with him, but you've heard rumors that he likes to be called Satan, and you've noticed that he's always sketching things in his notebook during class. You hadn't planned on a boy winning the tanning gift certificate, but you're confused by the interaction. You glance up at Mr. Gillette for reassurance, and he shrugs, smiles, and wraps up the ceremony. The DJ scrolls through an array of late 90s pop music: Honey by Mariah Carey, Too Close by Next, I'll Be Missing You by Puff Daddy, Faith Evans, and 112, and of course, My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. The night flies by before you realize it's past 9 p.m. and there's less than 1 hour left in your magical evening. You wipe your forehead and drag your best friend Betsy off the dance floor to help you find Mr. Gillette. You want one picture with him before the night is through. He claims he's not very photogenic and he's shied away from your camera lens all night, but you're determined to get one shot. He joins you out front and you stand side by side. He gently places his right hand between your shoulder blades and you lean into him. Betsy presses the manual Kodak camera to her right eye and the flash blinds you both. You blink to readjust your vision. You have no idea that you have just captured the last photograph that will ever be taken of him. Meanwhile, Andrew has gone to the bathroom to remove his .25 caliber pistol from the holster and place it in his pocket for easier access. He has no intentions of killing anyone. He only plans to commit suicide in one final dramatic gesture. He summons a few of his male friends to the back porch that extends off the buffet room and looks out towards the driving range and forest just beyond. He reveals the handgun to his friends. They don't know how to respond. You thank Mr. Gillette for agreeing to take the picture with you, and as the three of you re-enter Nick's place through the front door, Mr. Gillette spots a group of boys on the back patio. He excuses himself, saying he needs to bring them back inside. You wave goodbye to him as he strides past the dance floor through the double doorway, disappearing into the back buffet room. You return to the dance floor just as R. Kelly's "I Believe I Can Fly" lifts through the speakers. You find Kevin, and the two of you begin the awkward teenage sway. You've accomplished everything you set out to do tonight, and you can't remember a time you felt more proud of yourself. You smile at your longtime friend and date, and he smiles back. You inch your bodies closer together, and your teenage hormones pulsate with interest. You slide your hands from the top of his shoulders around his neck, and he tightens his grip on your waist, his fingers pressing into your sides. You're ticklish, and your muscles clench. Outside on the back patio, Mr. Gillette asks the boys to come back in. Andrew points his gun at Mr. Gillette without hesitation and shoots him directly in the forehead. He falls to the ground, face up. Andrew stands over him and shoots him once more in the head. Brain matter splatters onto the wooden deck that is wet with dew in the nighttime April air. Andrew's friends recoil. "Don't worry," Andrew says. "I'm not going to shoot you." Your bodies are inching closer together when a sound as loud as a firework echoes through the dance hall. You look around, confused. You and Kevin loosen your grip on one another. You think the DJ's speakers have blown, but the music is still playing, and the DJ looks just as confused as you are. Seconds later, the principal, Mrs. Christ, runs in through the double doorway on the left side of the dance floor. She's waving her hands frantically in the air, yelling, "Get down! Everybody get down!" You drop to the floor on your stomach, and Kevin plunges beside you, wrapping his arm over your back. Andrew appears in the double doorway. He asks for a fellow student by the name of Eric. "He's not here," Mrs. Chris says. She crouches behind a potted plant, and Andrew points the gun at her head. She raises her hands to shield herself. "That won't save you," he says. Someone nearby loudly asks him why he's doing this, and he points the gun at his own head, waving the barrel in circular motions, yelling, "I'm crazy, man, I'm crazy." He scans the crowd. "Shut up," he yells, "or someone else is gonna die." He fires off the weapon several times around the room, shooting one student in the lower back and grazing a teacher across the side of the face. You hear some screams. You don't think you are screaming. A million thoughts race through your brain. You wonder if you're going to die. You're pretty sure you are. You wish you hadn't set your camera down for the slow dance because you want to document everything that's happening, even though you don't really know what's happening is actually true. You try to look for your friends, but you don't recognize anyone's face. You've never seen your classmates this terrified. No one looks familiar to you. You see some people cramming in the bathroom corridors in the front entryway, and you wonder if you should make a run for it to join them, but decide they look too much like fish in a barrel, and you don't want to risk it. Your dress has begun to creep up above your waistline, and you're mortified when you look down and see your nude underwear showing. You try to tug at the spandex fabric, but it's useless. Kevin's body is pressed too tightly against yours, and you can't seem to wiggle enough to pull the hemline below your crotch. That's when Justin Fletcher, one of the toughest boys in town, stands up. "If you're going to shoot, shoot me," he challenges Andrew. "Just don't shoot anyone else." You look up at Justin. He is practically standing over you with his arms stretched out, facing Andrew dead on. His hair looks messy, like he just crawled out of bed. Andrew aims and fires, but the bullet passes through the sleeve of Justin's gray button-up shirt, hitting another boy, Jacob, in the foot behind him. "There's a hole in my fucking shirt," Justin says, completely stunned. He examines the tear in his collared dress shirt. From your angle on the floor, you can see right through the perfectly round bullet hole just below his armpit, inches from his heart. You know Justin isn't the richest kid in school, not even close, So you tell yourself there was a hole in his shirt before he came to the dance. You're easy to convince. Then you see blood trickling from the boy's foot a few feet behind you. The blood is forming a stream that is snaking its way closer to you. You worry that it might stain your mother's nylons. You figure you're going to die anyways, so there's no point in worrying about a stain. Andrew looks confused. Then he turns around, runs out the double doorway, back the way he came, into the darkness of the night. Thank you.